James Barrett-Sterling for Merstham TV. After a difficult night for the Moatsiders tonight, they fell 3-0 to quite an impressive Chichester City side, who themselves have gone up into the playoff positions. I've been joined by the gaffer, Jamie Decruz. Jamie, from your point on the touchline tonight, what did you feel like the performance was lacking from our point of view, do you feel?
I thought they were a good side, Chichester. I thought they were good. I thought they were really, really good. I thought we set up wrong a little bit. I think we've had a little bit of success in what we've done in certain games recently. We probably got it wrong in terms of the way we wanted to do that today. I thought they scored in good moments, good times. I thought they scored when we were on top. So I look at their first goal, and prior to the goal, I don't think they had got in our box. I look at the third goal. It was after 15 minutes of good pressure from us in the second half. But I think they're robust. I think they're a good side. I don't think they had many weaknesses or any weaknesses. And goals change the outcome of the destiny of games, because when you score in good moments, they can then manage the game better. And I thought they'd done that really well.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, I think Billy Oram forced a save out of their goalkeeper in the first half whilst it was still 0-0. Aside from that, McGee and Johnson didn't have a lot to do really until they scored. But their goal was a massive deflection, and when things like that go against you, that can start the ball rolling down the other side of the hill, can't it?
Yeah, no, 100%, and that's quite frustrating that their goal from ultimately nowhere between two sides who were quite going at it for the first 20 minutes or so has come from a deflection. But then I look at it from a different perspective. I look at the pass we've given away poorly. Then I look at the long ball they've put in. We've looked to header it and then try and volley it, and we've messed that up. Then they've got the other side of us, and then they've slipped it into the forward. He was very good on the night, very good. We spoke about his details, and then he's got a good left foot, and Toby's probably showed him the wrong way to get his shot off. So yes, the deflection was the end result, but there's one, there's two, there's three, and yeah, we got to look at that more so, I think, from a team perspective.
Yeah, do you feel like maybe tonight it was a collection of sort of small individual mistakes rather than like a bad team performance? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it felt like that. I mean, I know they had a few chances towards the end, but I think that was natural because we opened up and we tried putting a little bit more pressure, a few more bodies forward. But yeah, tough, because I was saying at half time that I look at Burgess last week, and I'd argue that Burgess created more half chances in that first half than Chichester did. Yet Chichester were 2-0 up and in fairly good control. So yeah, no, I think they took their chances well. I thought there was individual mistakes which led to those goals, which there often is. Certainly at this level, there in all levels there often are. But I think that quite quickly changed momentum for them, and probably ended up squashing any momentum for us.
From my position in the commentary box, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but every time we got in possession, for instance, like just individually, if it was Toby or Dean, whoever it was at the back, we'd play a ball forward, and if we did retain possession, it seemed like there was a good 10 yards between every single player, and we didn't kind of play our usual kind of like sort of one-touch pass and get in and around down the wings. Was that disappointing to see, or did you see something different?
The players moaned about the pitch being heavy, which I just think's rubbish, because both sides have had a play on it, and I don't think you're going to get many better pitches this time of the year. It was wet, I'll give it that, but it's been raining for the last 2 weeks non-stop, and well done to the lads at the club who've managed to get this pitch on today, because it's the only one that was on. But yeah, our distances were poor. I think that come from our out of possession shape and what we wanted. I feel that then led into our in possession shape and distances being too big. I look at the first 20 minutes. We tried pressing them high. We tried going 5v5 in there, and all they done is went, all right, we'll clear this space here, and we pushed players the other way, and they done it really well, and then they exposed the space, and then we changed it quite soon after, but we were already 2-0 down, and yeah, I just think that led to the overall probably rhythm of the game, that distances were just too big all over the park.
Yeah, I'm not going to ask you to criticise the officials tonight, but they did seem to make a few bizarre decisions. I mean, there was 3 yellow cards for kicking the ball away. If he was consistent on it, it could have been 6 or 7 spread across both sides. You know what I mean? What were your feelings on that? I mean, their management team seemed to be, their technical area seemed to be the whole length of the pitch at times, which was quite bizarre to me.
Yeah, he ran on the pitch at one stage, which I found a little bit frustrating. Yeah, but frustrating in terms of if it was the other way around, maybe it would have been a different outcome. But no complaints. I don't think they've affected the outcome of the game. There was a few dubious offsides, a few dubious free kicks, but I always look at referees and think, okay, have they affected or have they made any decisions which have led to goal-changing moments? Probably not. They haven't. So, I think, the lads do this quite a lot, and I think players do it quite a lot. They're quite quick to jump on refs when things aren't going their way. But actually, I think today we've got to look more at ourselves, and, you create your own little bit of luck at times. How many times were we offside? We look like we're through on goal, and then suddenly the liner puts the flag up, and listen, he can't be wrong all the time. 90% of those must be right. You'd like to hope. So then I'm thinking that, well, start 2 yards back and give yourselves a little bit more of a chance, because you're getting in. So just don't give the liner any scope. And their manager's right in his ear, and that's part of the reason why we flipped the dugouts this year, because I ended up getting bored of having rows with linos. The lino didn't want to have a row with him today. I think he was quite happy listening to them, to be fair. And that was frustrating, but not enough to change the outcome of the game.
Can I ask you about that? Do you ever think about that? Does it weigh on your mind about the swapping of the dugouts on a night like tonight, for example?
Yeah, but I just feel like when you look at the rewards of both, I'd rather concentrate more on us than the officials. And I would say for the majority of the games, even when we've lost, I don't ever look at him and think, I wish I was behind him, give him an earful, because all that used to happen is it's quite narrow down there, and we've not got the smallest management staff, coaching staff. I just felt we ended up running into him, and it just caused problems, and we ended up round with him, and then actually they ended up just going the other way with us. So I just kind of think, whilst we're out of the way, we can still appeal and be loud, but I don't know how much we benefit from chewing his ear off. So
no, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. Yeah.
Catch-22, definitely.
No, understandable. And so, just a quick update on Billy Oram. Obviously, no one would have wanted to see him go off in the first half. Is it anything serious?
No, I don't think so. No, more precautious. We had Lee Lewis drop out this morning due to illness, and Billy come off quite early, half hour.
About 36 minutes, I think it was.
Cautious because he had a bit of a knock on his knee from a tackle. It wasn't a malicious tackle. It just happened. But I just think 2 out of the 3 midfield players who had brought a success last week were now off the pitch, and the lads who come in, done well. That isn't a gripe against them, but we had to change maybe the way we wanted to do certain things. I imagine there's nothing too far wrong with Bill, but I think it's a reminder that we've got to manage him as well. And it's great him getting through last week and then saying he's back, but we've still got to manage him. So
that's good to hear. Good to hear. Final question from me then. Saturday, Phoenix Sports away. On paper, as opposed to maybe tonight, for example, it's got to be a must-win game, hasn't it? It's one of those ones where they're in and around us, Yeah,
it feels like we haven't really played a side in and around us for a while now. And we looked at the running of the last 6 games, and we've done brilliantly well to accumulate the amount of points we have, especially knowing that they're good sides. And what that's done is given us a little bit of breathing space at the moment from those teams around us. But we now know, barring the exception of Herne Bay and Tithe, that we have got 7 remaining games against sides around us. And ultimately, we know we probably need a couple more wins to secure safety. We've got to be able to beat those sides around us. So, we learnt the hard way at Beckenham that if you don't apply yourselves properly, that teams want to beat you, because likewise Phoenix will look at it and think, well, we could cut the gap from, is it 10? 10 to 7, and then suddenly that becomes a little bit more reachable. So, we've got to make sure we apply ourselves properly, and we've lost today, disappointing, move on, don't dwell on it, training Thursday, and then let's try and put in a good performance, get a result Saturday.
Yeah, good stuff. Let's end on a positive note, actually. Last month we started with a defeat and ended up taking 11 points out of possible 15, wasn't it? And also the club won performance of the month for beating Ramsgate away 2-0, so congratulations to you and the team on that one. You must be very proud.
Yes, and I haven't seen the trophy yet. Is it big?
Well, it's on its way. It only got announced this morning, I think.
The only one we're going to win this year, unfortunately. But I think we got to see today as a reminder, and we got to remember where we're at, and that no team's going to give us points, and we've got to go back to doing what we've done really, really well the last 5 games. And yeah, like you said, that's a good way of looking at it. Started with a defeat to Cray, which ended up being a catalyst for us going on and doing really well, and we took loads of positives from Cray despite losing, and we got to take the positives from today, look at what we didn't do well, and then make sure we apply ourselves properly for Saturday.
Brilliant. Jamie, thanks for joining us as always.
Cheers, Jay.
Cheers.
Thank you.